A rapper who goes by the name of Blueface appeared in court this morning. Police arrested Jonathan Jamal Porter yesterday at Lolo's Chicken and Waffles at the Hughes Center near Flamingo. A warrant was out for his arrest following a shooting that happened last month near Las Vegas Boulevard and Sunset.
From viral star to prison time, the fall of Blueface went from a viral rap star to a viral problem fast. His rise to fame was loud, wild, and full of drama, whether he was beefing with Sulia Boy, throwing shots at NLE Choppa, or fighting with. His baby mamas and family chaos always followed him. But now it's not just Dramate's real trouble after getting chance after chance in court. Blueface has officially been sentenced to 4 years in prison. He got caught with drug items while already on probation now. The rapper known for Bleed It is facing his toughest punishment yet. In this video, we'll break down his biggest feuds, the wild controversies, and the shocking updates from prison, including his strange new tattoos that have fans wondering if Blueface has finally lost it. This might really be the end for him. Blueface is only 28, but his story has been filled with fame, controversy, and non-stop chaos. Before all the headlines, OnlyFans drama, and his crazy all-female fight club reality show, he already had a name beyond just music. His real name is Jonathan Michael Porter, and his early life was far from easy. He was born in Los Angeles in 1997 and raised in the mid-city neighborhood of Central LA after his parents split up. He moved a lot, first with his mom to Santa Clarita Valley, then later to Oakland to live with his dad. The places he lived were rough and full of gang activity. While his older brother got pulled into that world, Jonathan tried to stay out of it. In high school, he played the saxophone in the marching band, but football was his true love. He was a standout quarterback and led his team to a championship. During his senior year, he got several offers to play college football and ended up choosing Fayetteville State University in North Carolina, but college didn't last long. Blueface struggled with depression and felt homesick, so he dropped out after just one season and came back to LA in 2016 with school behind him and no clear plan. He started slipping back into street life. He had grown up around members of the schoolyard Crips, and even though he hadn't been fully involved before, the gang had always been part of his environment. Now, with no football and no college, he was getting pulled deeper into that world. After dropping out of college and with no stable job or school to keep him focused, Jonathan started spending more time with local gang members. Eventually, he aimed to become a full member of the schoolyard Crips. At the same time, he was trying to balance that lifestyle with bits of normal life, working random jobs just to get by. One of those jobs was at Home Depot, but that didn't last long. He was fired after getting caught selling weed from the back of the store. Once that happened, he dove fully into street hustling. Of course, it didn't stay low-key for long. There isn't much official info about his time as a dealer, but people say he was arrested more than once. One arrest reportedly happened in 2016 in Santa Clarita, but there's no public record of it that could mean the charges were dropped, sealed, or completely cleared. Still, that time in his life left behind a lot of rumors. Then something unexpected happened. A fellow Crip who was messing around with music invited Jonathan to join him at a recording session. It was supposed to be just a chill visit, but that visit changed everything. After watching the session, Jonathan decided to hop on the mic and try rapping himself. He liked what he heard, and just like that, everything changed. He quickly shifted focus from the streets to the studio. He started recording his own music, posting songs online, and slowly building a name for himself. Even though he stepped away from the hustle, his gang ties were still alive, especially in his new rap name Blueface, which represented the Crips' color, and his past life. For a while, that drive toward music kept him out of trouble, but in November 2018, just 1 month after Pitchfork named him LA's most controversial rapper, Blueface made headlines again, and not in a good way. It happened at a Chevron gas station in Newhall, California. Blueface was parked there when a man with a gun suddenly approached and robbed him. The suspect then drove off in a gray Dodge pickup speeding toward the highway. Blueface wasn't going to just let it slide. He jumped in his own car and chased the guy down. The two cars ended up speeding side by side, and at some point they exchanged gunfire. Eventually, both drivers lost control and crashed on the highway just outside Newhall. By the time police arrived, the damage had already been done. Both Blueface and the armed suspect were taken into custody. Even though Blueface had been the victim of a robbery, he was still found carrying a gun that led to him being arrested for assault with a deadly weapon, a serious felony in California. It marked the first time felony charges had ever been placed on his record, and the consequences could have been huge. He ended up spending the weekend in county jail before posting a $50,000 bond the following Monday. Later, a spokesperson from the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Station confirmed that detectives had found clear evidence that a robbery had taken place before the shooting. That discovery backed up Blueface's side of the story and helped shift the narrative from him being a threat to being the one who was targeted as soon as he got out. Blueface made sure people knew what was going on in a video shot outside the station. He looked straight into the camera and said, "Y'all already know I'm out on bail. Stop asking if they freed me. I freed me." Thanks to his legal team, the charge was eventually reduced to a misdemeanor. Weapons possession still serious, but a big drop from the original felony. On December 27, 2019, Blueface entered a no-contest plea, meaning he wasn't admitting guilt, but also wasn't fighting the charge. It was a way to move on without dragging the case through court. As part of the sentence, he was given 36 months of summary probation, required to do 8 days of community service, and had to pay several fines and court fees. For a little while he managed to keep his name out of the headlines. After that wild 2018 arrest, Blueface stayed out of trouble for about 2.5 months, a brief quiet stretch in an otherwise loud life, but that peace didn't last on. February 1st, 2019, around 7 p.m., Blueface and his crew were hanging out near downtown Los Angeles. They were flashing stacks of cash, rocking heavy jewelry, and filming videos in the middle of the street. It was all part of the imagination. Locals weren't too happy about it. The area had been hit by a string of robberies recently, and neighbors started to worry. They didn't necessarily call the police to report a crime. They were more concerned that this flashy group might become targets themselves. They were just displaying valuables, but when police showed up, Blueface and his crew didn't feel protected. They felt targeted, and so they ran. During the scramble, one of the guys ditched a loaded gun, which police quickly recovered. Officers ended up catching Blueface and 2 others because the firearm was loaded and unregistered. Blueface was hit with a felony charge for carrying a loaded, unregistered weapon, a charge that could carry up to 3 years in prison. He was booked into jail and later released after posting a $35,000 bail. For a rising rapper trying to focus on music and avoid setbacks, another felony charge was the last thing he needed. After news broke of Blueface's arrest, his manager Whack 100 was quick to jump to his defense. He publicly declared that Blueface was innocent and that the evidence would prove it. According to Whack, there was surveillance footage that captured the whole incident, and fingerprint tests would clearly show who actually handled the gun. Spoiler: it wasn't Blueface, and Whack was absolutely right. Blueface's attorney, Alex Kessel, confirmed that the surveillance video told a totally different story than the police report. The footage showed that officers had misidentified Blueface as the one carrying the gun. It wasn't him, Kessel said. Justice prevails through video evidence, a fair judge, and a bulldog attorney. A rapper wins on the merits of the case, not just because he's famous. Once the truth came out, the charges were dropped. The case was dismissed. Blueface walked away from what could have been a serious legal nightmare. This time completely cleared. Whack 100 wasted no time celebrating the win. He went straight to Instagram and posted, "Double dismissal, my lawyer. Threw them gloves on and beat another case," had Alex Kessel. After the case was dropped, Blueface looked more focused than ever. He stayed away from anything that might get him into more trouble. But even when he tried to keep a low-profile, trouble still found him. In June 2019, he was pulled over while driving his black Porsche through a quiet neighborhood. Officers said he had been speeding. They took him out of the car and placed him in handcuffs while they investigated. With a pending legal case still hanging over his head, even a minor arrest could have led to serious consequences for Blueface. Thankfully, the cops found no traffic violations, and he was released with just a warning. Still getting cuffed and questioned while on probation had to be nerve-wracking. Oddly enough, just a month later, that same black Porsche was totaled. Blueface posted a clip on Instagram showing the wreck being hauled away on a tow truck. His caption, "Another one." Then came the real blow in August 2024. Blueface was sentenced to 4 years in prison for violating the terms of his probation. The 28-year-old was allegedly found with drug paraphernalia, which directly violated the conditions of his previous charges. The judge didn't go easy, handed down the maximum sentence, marking yet another major chapter in Blueface's ongoing legal drama. The courtroom scene was emotional. His father, also named Jonathan, appeared visibly devastated in a video after the sentencing. With tears in his eyes and pain in his voice, he told fans, "You can probably tell the results by the way I look." Then he lets out a scream. They gave him 4 years. Stay strong. His mother, Carissa, also addressed fans. If you were in the courtroom, you heard Jonathan take accountability, you heard him sound like himself. He's in his right frame of mind. We didn't get the verdict we wanted today, but we got closure, a new beginning. We're hopeful this goes by smooth and quickly. Despite the heavy sentence, WAC 100 stayed optimistic. He explained that Blueface had already served over 440 days from earlier probation violations time that would count toward his sentence. He got 4 years, 400-something days off. WAC said, comes down to 3 years, he goes to state, he'll be home in 9 to 10 months. But this latest setback was just the tip of the iceberg in Blueface's legal timeline. In 2021, he was placed on probation after assaulting a nightclub bouncer in LA. Then in 2022, he struck another probation deal after a shooting outside a Las Vegas strip club for which he accepted a plea agreement. By early 2024, the walls were already closing in. Things only got worse from there. In January, Blueface was hit with a 6-month county jail sentence after shoving a fan during a live performance. What made it worse? He was caught on camera yelling to his entourage, "Get her." Just 2 weeks later, while still behind bars, a Las Vegas judge issued another warrant, this time ordering him to turn himself in again for violating probation in Nevada. And Blueface wasn't the only one facing legal heat. That same week, his girlfriend Christian Rock was extradited to the Northeast Oklahoma Community Corrections Center on serious charges, allegedly possessing dangerous controlled substances with intent to distribute. The couple will share a young son, Christian Jesus Jr., was suddenly embroiled in a legal nightmare. But it didn't stop there. What started as a rumor quickly spiraled into full-blown rap drama. Word spread that Christian was getting a little too friendly with Lil Baby, a claim with no real proof, but one that set Blueface off. He took to Instagram Live, visibly irritated. "I think you be letting too many rap dudes in your face." That picture on my Twitter, it was Lil Baby, but it wasn't even like that I'm a baby. We was talking about you. Fans weren't buying it. Most didn't believe Lil Baby was seriously interested in rock, but Blueface kept pushing the narrative. He even posted what he claimed were text messages between Christian and Lil Baby, using the moment to send a not-so-subtle warning. "Met my girl one time talking about, he big brother, you ain't no son to me, the truth could never be. This I run, this be mad, if you want post my messages, anything come through my territory without checking in, welcome to death row." Lil Baby didn't take the bait. Instead of firing back online, he responded through music previewing an unreleased track where he appeared to take a shot at Blueface. "Put 100 up 1,000,000 times. Expletive is a Blueface. Blueface, of course, didn't let it slide. He clapped back, mocking Lil Baby's close friendship with billionaire Michael Rubin, who's often seen hugging Baby in photos. "How you let another grown man _ up on your booty? Couldn't be me, boy. I am not a hoe. You dudes really in the street?" In the street, at this point, things got personal and ugly. Things took a wild turn when Blueface started making outrageous claims, even suggesting that Lil Baby was the father of a child he shared with someone named Quan. That was the final straw for Lil Baby. He finally responded on Twitter saying, "I'm not with all this trolling. I laugh at a lot of stuff, but enough is enough. I never tried to talk to no Christian. Please stop putting my name in this. I saw her at a party and kept it real. She knows I never tried anything. I know my name brings attention. But now y'all are trolling about a baby? That's too far?" Surprisingly, Christian Rock backed Lil Baby up, confirming that Blueface had made up the whole story because he was insecure. She said, "He finally said it, facts. I've been stuck with this narrative just because my baby daddy's insecure." At that point, Lil Baby, like many before him, realized he'd been dragged into the chaos that is Blueface and Christian's relationship. A toxic roller coaster with more drama than reality TV, and this wasn't the first time someone got caught in their mess. Take Kylie, for example. Back in 2021, she and Blueface were spotted getting close in a now viral video. The fling didn't seem serious until Christian stepped in thinking Kylie was trying to steal Blueface. Christian lashed out in public. She later said, "I thought she wanted to collab on music, but really she was trying to edge me out. My dude ain't expletive. I just wanted the verse. We fell out cause she had a hidden agenda, so when I saw her I threw my phone in her face. I didn't care, I'll buy a new one." In the end, Kylie became just another victim of Blue's cheating and Christian's jealousy, caught in the middle of a battle she never signed up for. But if anyone has suffered the most from Blueface's behavior, it's Chrisean Rock herself. Their relationship began in 2020 when Chrisean first gained attention on Blue Girl's Kluga chaotic reality-style show. Blueface hosted on OnlyFans. Even then, she stood out for her wild fights and over-the-top behavior. When the two made it official, Chrisean's fame blew up, but for all the wrong reasons. Blueface would often exploit her breakdowns and drama, posting her lowest moments online for clicks and clout. His mistreatment of her wasn't just public, it was constant. We can't talk about all the details here because going too deep into this situation could get the video demonetized on most platforms, but what really shows how much damage has been done is the difference between who Chrisean Rock used to be and who she is now. Before Blueface, Chrisean was a promising athlete. She had a bright future in track and field. But now, whenever her old photos resurface online, fans are shocked at how much she's changed. Even though the two are no longer officially together, their toxic relationship still makes headlines all over social media, from public fights to concerning behavior like Rock's drinking problems. Their drama continues to play out almost every day on Instagram and Twitter, but Blueface's messy relationships go beyond Chrisean. In fact, they go all the way back to his childhood. He was raised in a broken home, caught in custody battles, and eventually became estranged from his own mother, Carissa Sappho. At one point, she even claimed that Chrisean and Blueface attacked her, sharing photos online and saying it was the final straw. But instead of supporting his mom, Blueface pushed her away hard. In interviews, he said things like, "I don't have a mom, she's weird, not in my best interest, I don't respect her as a woman." He even accused her of chasing rich men, saying she didn't deserve his respect. The family drama didn't stop there. Blueface's own sister dropped a diss track about him, adding even more fuel to the fire outside the family. Blueface has had his fair share of beef too. He once mocked rapper Young Ro, who had just signed with Meek Mill. Ro explained he was saving money to help his mom and grandma instead of buying jewelry or houses, but Blueface laughed at him for not flexing enough. Ro clapped back on social media, and things only cooled down when Meek stepped in. Then came the random beef with the Island Boys. Blueface went live with them, mocking their street image and calling them fake. The Island Boys started getting mad, but Blue just kept trolling with a straight face. Later, he claimed they were the ones who DM'd him first, acting like fans before turning on him. But one of his most heated fallouts was with NLE Choppa. At first they were cool and even worked together, but things fell apart after Blueface allegedly tried to take Choppa's baby mama Marissa home from the club. Even though he knew who she was, when she turned him down, he got salty and started trash talking online. Choppa fired back, calling out Blue for being disrespectful and messy. Blueface has never been shy about drama, especially when it comes to women or starting beef. And it didn't stop with NLE Choppa. After they went back and forth online, rumors started that the two rappers might settle their issues in a boxing match. But according to Blueface, the fight never happened because Choppa tried to control the terms of the deal. Blueface trolled him on social media, claiming NLE backed out after talking to his mommy, and even joked about offering him a Honda Civic to make it happen. But Blue didn't stop there. He dragged NLE's ex-girlfriend into it, posting, "I know NLE baby mama wanna hit." This isn't new for Blueface. Anytime he gets into a feud, he often brings up someone's girlfriend, baby mama, or even their mom. That same behavior showed up in his beef with Sulia Boy. It all started when someone asked Blueface if he could beat Sulia in a versus battle, and he basically laughed at the idea. Sulia fired back, listing all his big-name collabs with Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Bow Wow, and DJ Khaled, and clowned Blueface for only having one major hit, Thoshiana. But then Blueface took things way too far. He went on Instagram Live and claimed he slept with Sulia Boy's baby mama the day before her baby shower. That sent everything into chaos. Both rappers threatened to fight, whether in the ring or in the streets. Sulia lost it, calling Blueface a dead man walking and threatening violence. Then it got legal. The woman Blueface was talking about, Jacqueline Martinez, sued him for defamation. She claimed they only had protected sex once back in 2018 and never again. If she wins the case, it'll prove Blueface made it up just to humiliate Sulia Boy. But that lawsuit was nothing compared to what came next. In November 2022, Blueface was arrested in Las Vegas for allegedly shooting at a man named Cabia Trailer outside a strip club. According to police, it started when Trailer made a joke about Blueface talking to women in a cheap car. Trailer said Blueface's entourage attacked him and he was shot at while trying to run away. Trailer also claimed they thought his shirt looked like a gang sign, which may have caused the situation to explode. In the end, Blueface took a plea deal. He avoided jail but got 3 years of probation and was banned from Las Vegas unless it's for work. It seemed like he dodged a bullet until the strip club itself sued him. The owner said his actions caused them to lose their business license, shutting down what was once the top urban club in Vegas. In an Instagram statement, they said, "Mr. Blueface brought gang activity to our venue. We'll make sure he either spends life in prison or pays us for the rest of his life." Blueface is still making headless and behind bars. He was originally ordered to pay $30 million, but with interest, that number has now jumped to $14 million, and just when things couldn't get worse. Blueface violated his probation lyrically because of drama involving his 2 baby mamas, Jean and Crescian. His mom even posted a cryptic message online. Jaden got him one, Crescian got him one. That violated the other now. Maybe people understand why I didn't want them together recently. Blueface surprised fans by posting new photos from prison, showing off his body and his growing number of tattoos. Even though he has limited access to social media, anytime he does post it grabs attention. These latest pictures picked up by Hollywood Unlock It show Blueface striking poses in different outfits, flashing his physique and revealing more face and body tattoos than ever before. There were no captions or explanations, but fans immediately focused on the ink. Some were curious about the meaning behind the sudden tattoo spree, while others were just confused by it. While a few people commented on his looks or clothing, the tattoos were the real topic of conversation. The photos came out in the middle of more drama, especially involving his exes and industry peers. One major situation involves Christian rock and singer Kehlani. Christian claimed Kehlani once slept with Blueface. A claim Kehlani quickly denied. The internet was shocked, since the two women once seemed friendly, maybe even close, but the tension hasn't gone away. At the same time, Crescian keeps reflecting on her relationship with Blueface. She's made it clear she believes she's the reason for his comeback. "I'm the reason Blue's at where he's at now," she said. "He was a flop, I put him back on the map." Even though she says she wants to move on, both she and Blueface seem tied together by non-stop drama. Even with Blueface locked up, they're bonding. The chaos that comes with Eve isn't faded now as Blueface continues to serve time for violating probation in a battery case. Fans are wondering, is this the end of the road or just the start of a new chapter behind bars? With old flames like Christian and Jaden keeping his name in the headlines and new controversies always around the corner, it's hard to tell if this is a final goodbye or just a short break before his next wild return. What do you think? Is Blueface done for good, or will he bounce back once again? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates. Until next time.